You're listening to Dominion Voice by Pastor Lanre.
Now, quickly, how do I build my personal brand? We've looked at it, we've established. Now we want to find out, how do I brand myself? Number one, please note these key points. Everybody knows it is important to brand. Until you get these key points and you work on it, that is when you get there. Number one, you have to discover and grow your natural endowment or strength, fueled by passion. A lot of people have found and discovered their natural endowment, but they don't have passion to back it up. You have to discover them. Everyone listening to the sound of my voice, there is something you are naturally endowed with. You've got to discover it. That is the treasure that is hidden in you. You've got to find it out. And after you have found it, don't just sit back, do nothing. You've got to fuel it with passion. You've got to fuel it with passion. When if you discover it and you don't fuel it with passion, you will die average. You die average. And God does not want anyone to die average. He wants you to get to the top of who you are being created to be.
Amen.
So you've got to discover it. For some of us, our natural endowment is possibly to play with figures. Find it out. Don't go out to say you want to become a lawyer. Because I think to be a lawyer is good. Yeah, a lawyer is good. To be a lawyer is good. But you may not be cut out for it.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to find out your natural endowment. The children who you are bringing up, help to discover their natural endowment. Don't make them become who they are not to be. Mm-hmm. I remember vividly my dad wanted me to be a medical doctor. And I tried my best to become a medical doctor. I didn't end up being a medical doctor. I ended up being an economist. And that's who I am. And I'm just like a fish inside water when I stay with being an economist. But anytime I want to be a medical doctor, I'm like a fish trying to fly. The natural habitat of the fish is where? In the water. Water is not in the air. And if you are a bird, your natural habitat is to be in the air, not to be in the water. Because you are naturally configured. That's the way God has configured you. And that which I just told you now took me 4 years before I went to college. Took me 4 years. How costly to be. But you know what? I'm so glad. It took me 4 years to be able to make that correction. What if I had been? Maybe I would have been a frustrated doctor. Yeah. And the patients will eventually, they will suffer for it. I would have been a very good doctor, you know. So you've got to find out what you are naturally endowed for. Don't go into branding because of money. No, no. Don't go in there because you want to make money. Because after you have made the money, you will still come back to face it. There's something we call fulfillment on the inside. You wouldn't be fulfilled. I read some time ago someone who went to the nursing home, old people's home, and he interviewed everyone in that home. All of them were quite of age. And he said one common denominator among them was that there was a regret. And he said, what was the regret? There should have been something that they were not. There was even a lady who said, who she discussed with, he said the lady, every evening, they will come down to the open space and this lady will sing to them. And this lady happened to be a medical doctor. And she said, I became a medical doctor because my parents wanted me, but I would have loved to be a singer. So even at old age, when she sings, everybody gathers and they applaud her. Do you know how many years she has wasted? I want you at the end of life, when you are done and dusted on the earth, to be able to say, yes, I have run the good race. I have not run another man's race. I have run my race. I have branded myself to who I should be.
Amen.
Ryan Bonke is an evangelist, and God spoke to him, go to Africa and teach the word. And I recall he was dilly-dallying. He was dilly-dallying, and God said, Ryan, I've given this assignment to 3 people. You are the 4th person. I said, God, you would not need a 4th person. You don't need a 5th person to do this work. And he went to Africa. Today I heard that he's gone home to be with the Lord, but everybody remembers him and we all celebrate him because he understood his brand and he stayed there. Please find out your natural endowment. Now, if you know you are in the wrong place, I'm not saying, hey, I'm going to drop everything and I'm going to switch over. No, don't do that. What I'm telling you is, now begin with what you are doing right now. Begin now to look at the other side. The other thing that you know you should be, you can now start it on part-time and watch it grow until a point you can switch and you will be a fulfilled person. Did you get what I just said? Yeah. Don't go resign from your office and say, hey, I just got to Dominion Voice. I was sold out to the brand. I'm going to resign. You have to pay your bills. So once you know, please start something, even if you're going to do it as a volunteer. Amen. Start it. Do it and watch it grow. You will realize that you will stay awake in the night. You will never feel it because that's where your passion will go. Amen. Number 2, intense focus. Please, after you have discovered your brand, please focus. There are a lot of things that want to distract you. I want to take you out of your position. A lot of things. A lot of distractions. Paul said, I magnify my ministry. Because he had to magnify. It's possible for Paul to look at Peter, who the big guys who were in Jerusalem. You know, Paul was in Antioch. He was sent to the Gentiles. And he could just say, whoa, I want to also be in Jerusalem and just sit in the temple like Peter. But it would have made a mess of it. And when you look at the Paul, go check it very well. Anytime he's going into a new city, he would first of all go to the Jews. The Jews will beat him and kick him out. Then he will go to the Gentiles. Because he wasn't sent to the Jews. He wasn't sent to the Jew, he was sent to the Gentiles. And when he goes to the Gentiles, he just flourished. Yeah. But anytime he goes into a new city, he will first of all go to his brothers. His brothers say, which Jesus are you talking about? The carpenter's son? Because many of them didn't believe that Jesus Christ is the Messiah. They'll flog him, push him out, kick him out. Then he will go to the Gentiles and they will celebrate him. And his ministry flourished among the Gentiles. Why? Because he had intense focus. Please intensely focus on your brand. There are times your other things wants to distract you from building your personal brand. What are the things that want to distract? Money wants to distract you. Because when you start building your personal brand, you may not have as much money as you would have when you start. But you know what? You will be fulfilled. And ultimately, as you keep at it, you will eventually come to top. You eventually, money will come. So don't let money be. What are it that want to distract you? What people say. So what are you doing? You're wasting your time. You could have done better. I know you are very intelligent. What kind of a job are you doing there? No. Don't live your life to please any man. Amen. Don't live your life to please anyone. Let me tell you sincerely, people will tell you Hosanna today, they will tell you crucify him tomorrow. Amen. They'll tell you, oh, but you say, but you told me to do it. It was just an advice I gave to you. They'll just tell you that. It's just an advice I gave to you. So you have to be focused. Focus on your brand. It takes time. It takes energy, but focus at it. Then number 3. I've jumped to 1 point. Then number 3, now I go to number 2. Strong character and integrity. I said earlier, character is who you are in the dark. You can stage a behavior for long, but you can be very sure people will find you out soon. You can stage it, but in your unconscious moment, the real you will come out. It may be in a joke, maybe one thing, you'll find out. I heard of a sister that somebody was asking for, the brother was asking for a hand in marriage, and he said, well, I don't really know who he is. I said, don't worry, just be friends, continue. And he kept with the friendship, Anytime he's with the sister, because he really, really wanted her, he would behave himself, he would talk well. Then one single day came. They went out, and as they were walking, a car moved by and just splashed water on them. Unconscious, just said, what? I wouldn't want to say the things that came out of his mouth. This time look at it, whoa, is it the same person? You don't know people when they are cautious of themselves. You know people in their unconscious moments.
That's right.
But you need to be very, you need to keep your character. Have a strong character when you're going to build a good brand. Have a good character and have integrity. Integrity is when you make a promise and you are not reneging on it even when it hurts you. And you made a word, you've given your word. And you know it's not convenient any longer. Integrity is that you'll be able to hold your word. That is building a brand. A personal brand. Then number 4, development. Vision enhances through reading. It is not enough for you to get your brand and go and sit down. You need to read. You need to expose yourself. You need to pray. You need to read. You need it. Because somebody has gone through this route you are going through, and he has made some mistakes. Must I make the same mistakes? No, I can read and learn from him. So expose yourself. It requires a thought process on how to stay relevant also in people's mind. You have to develop. You have to develop. You have to stick at it. There are times you need to have a business card. You need to have an internet presence. You need to have a WhatsApp group. You need to be there. You need to be in people's faces. That's what I'm saying. You need to be in their face. You are doing a business. You need to be in their face so that they can always remember you when that trade or whatever they are looking for comes. You can't say, I'm going to sit down there. No. A city that is built upon the hill cannot be hid. Nobody puts on the lamp and then puts it under the bushing. No, where do you put it? You put it on a lampstand where everybody can see. Daughters of advert. Daughters of advert. You know, somebody said when you don't advertise your product, it's like somebody who is winking in the dark. You want to get a babe and you're looking at her in the light, you're doing like this. And you're in the dark, can he see you winking? No! No! You want to get that babe, you want to get married and you love somebody and when you go there, you wink and let everybody say, I'm winking. That's all, yeah. So, you have to be there. You have to be there. You have to be there. Everything it takes. You've got to be there. So that at every point in time, you're on people's faces. So when they see, once they see you say, oh, he's talking about insurance. When they see, oh, he's talking about money. Or when they see, oh, he's talking about health. Or when they see he's talking about this. Your face must project a message. So you've got to develop. You've got to develop. You've got to look at this. You've got to develop this. Have a website. Be strong in the social media. Have business cards. Have proposals. Have ready-made things. Like CIBC is on your face today. You got that calendar, you say, oh, I'm going to put it there, I'm going to look at calendar, I'm going to plan with it. Every day you look at it, unconsciously it gets stuck to your mind. Yeah. You are planning with it, you say, oh, thanks, you are planning with it, but CIBC is staring at your face every day. When you have the calendar. That's what we are talking about here. Building a brand. It may be expensive, but it's worth it. Now let me tell you, when you're building a brand, it's like when you plant a seed. The first 2-3 months, it may not show. In fact, there's a seed that when you plant, it's called a Chinese bamboo tree. For how many years? It stays there in the earth for 5 years. You continue to wet it. It doesn't show up. But in 9 months, when it shoots up, boom, it becomes the tallest. Now, anyone who's planted maize would have said, Are you still there? It's dead. No. You keep watering it. You keep watering it. That's how it is building a brand. It takes a lot of hard work. But keep at it. But you know what? Once you hit it and you cross it to the side, you realize that just be on autopilot. You'll be sought after. Then consistency. Building a personal brand, you have to be consistent. Don't play with it. Be consistent. Stay at it. Do not be distracted by other people's progress. This is very, very important. I see a lot of us, we are so distracted by other people's progress. We forget that life is in season. There are times when you are in your planting season, somebody is in his harvest season. When you are looking at the person who is in harvest season, you will say, oh, what am I doing? That person that was in his harvest season, there will be a time also, you also will be in his planting season, you also will be in your harvest season. So don't bother yourself. Don't be distracted by other people's progress. Because your season will come. Build your brand. Don't be distracted. Life is in seasons. I want you to go listen to the teaching we had sometimes, seasons in wealth creation. Go to Lanre Ajanaku, go to the website, just look, go listen to it. Seasons. We talked about it. The different types of seasons. Please, life is in seasons. Don't be distracted by other people's progress. Be consistent. Be consistent. James chapter 1 verse 25 said, but he who looks at the perfect law of liberty and continues in it, and is not forgetful, but a doer of the work. Now, when you look at that scripture, it didn't say the doer of the word. No. Ordinarily, it should be doer of the word, isn't it? It's a doer of the work. When you walk the word, it is work. When you act on the word, it is work. A doer of the work. This one will be blessed in all that he does. But who will be blessed that will be blessed not as he or she does? He that looks at his own brand and is not distracted but continues. You continue in it. You continue in it. You continue in it. We had a teaching here some time ago on persistence. And there was a picture that we used, which was a true story. Somebody who discovered gold. They discovered gold vein on the belly of the earth, and he went to sell everything he had. And he went into the place and he began to dig. And along the line, they lost the gold vein. And he began to dig further. But he couldn't discover the gold. So he sold that piece of land to a junk. And he left. The junk bought it. And you know what? It was just barely 5 inches away from massive gold. Why? Because he was not persistent. He was so close to gold. There is a gold mine in you. You've got to dig it. Be persistent. And then lastly, protect your brand. Especially from what I call reputational risk. Reputational risk. Now, there are different types of risk, but I'm going to talk about this risk. Reputational risk can wipe off a whole organization when the reputation is destroyed. Rather, if the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? Reputational risk is dangerous. You know, there was a time in my own country, you know, before I became a Canadian, praise the Lord. Our banks there, they do what we call demarketing. Somebody will just come up with some fake news. Say, oh, this bank is going to run down, it's going to run down, it's going to run down. And once everybody hears, what do they do? Everybody goes to the bank and begins to withdraw their money. Now, what people don't know that nobody keeps money in the bank. Bankers don't keep money in the bank. The money that you put in the bank, they are possibly paying you maybe 4% interest on. They have lent it to somebody else at possibly at 25%. So when you come for your money, somebody else's money comes, they give you that money, so everybody turns around. So at the same time, when reputational risk now came into bear, everybody wanted their money at the same time. And remember, a lot of this money has been outside there. So the bank began to give and began to pay. They also began to work hard to say there is nothing wrong with our bank. But before you know it, because of reputational risk, the bank went down. Was the bank having problems? No. But how can everybody want to have their money at the same time? It is not done. Because banks don't keep money in vaults. They lend it out to somebody else. So be careful for reputational risk. The way people perceive you. Don't just say, I don't care. I don't care what people say. No, please. I'm not saying you should be directed and controlled by what people say, but as much as it relies on you, care about what people say about you. If you have the opportunity to correct some errors, correct it. But there are some people you cannot correct. And there's a law 80-20. Whether you like it, 80% people will love you. There will be some 20% they will never change. You lie down, they will march on you, they will say no. You give them coffee, they will tell you, you did not put sugar. You put sugar, they will tell you, you added too much sugar. You will put milk, they say, oh, you see, you put so much milk, it's all white now. So, okay, you reduce the milk, so you see, it's still black. It's not giving you, no. So, there is nothing you can do about 20%. But if you are all good with the 80, please go ahead. Are you there? Be careful. So, work on that. Protect your brand. Don't let anybody speak ill of your brand. Don't just assume that it doesn't care. No, please do matter. It does matter. If it doesn't matter, just like we not ask, who do men say I am? He wouldn't say that. Now, that concerns every one of us.